Hello and welcome. You're joining us here on another episode of the Hyperframe podcast, and I'm joined by Mike from AWS. Hey Mike, tell us a little bit about what you do for AWS.
Sure, good to be here. So I'm Mike Stefaniak. I lead product management for EKS, our Kubernetes service at AWS, as well as ECR, which is our container registry service. Of course, we're at KubeCon, so Kubernetes gets all the...
You can probably see the Georgia World Congress Center in the background.
See it all there. But our registry is kind of the unsung hero, I think, of container services. Billions of...
Tell me more about it then. I mean, if it's the unsung hero, tell me about... Have you got announcements this week?
ECR,
are you holding those out for AWS reInvent in a couple of weeks?
2 weeks away from reInvent.
You guys like to hoard it all for reInvent.
Stay tuned. It's KubeCon was very close to reInvent. ECR serves over 2 billion image pulls a day, I believe. So it's a big service. Images are only getting larger AIML workloads, so larger images, more images pulls. ECR has to be there if you want to run your workloads.
So you got us there in a couple of minutes. It wouldn't be 2025 unless we talked about AI. The sort of conversation on the floor is AI is just another workload. And that container sort of infrastructure that we've built out over the last 10 years with Kubernetes and then what you guys have built on top of the cloud. Do you see it that way, or do you see that it's more than that?
So Kubernetes 10 years ago, nobody was thinking about AIML workloads.
Yeah, for sure.
But it was designed in a way to be extensible. If you want to standardize your platform, your compute on Kubernetes, it's extensible enough that we made it work for ML workloads. Now everybody's talking about agents this week.
Yeah.
I would say the same things that Kubernetes is good at, like complex communication between services, orchestrating components, dynamic resource allocation, all of that is needed for agent workloads, and I think we're going to make it work for those. So yeah, it's a new type of workload, new requirements, but it's still compute, and Kubernetes is going to be...
The way I look at it is it's all that plumbing work we've done over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
The tuning, the optimization. I was just with the iSurveillance guys and all the networking stuff we've done, and all the security work we've done. All of that is foundational good work.
Yeah. And
then you layer AI on top of that, and it's a good foundation. Am I thinking about it in the right way?
I would say that's the right way. I think the isolation model is one, to me, that is a new requirement of some of these kinds of workloads that needs more thoughts. But yeah, there's the AI Conformance Program that was just announced.
Yeah, the CNCF announced that. I got some time with them on Monday evening. How do you see that as a sort of foundational layer for what we're doing? What's the AWS perspective on it?
Yeah, we were part of the launch announcement. We've done a lot of work this year to make sure EKS in particular works for AIML workloads, whether you're running 100,000 nodes in a cluster or you're a small scale inference. We're going to make sure that we meet your needs, and it's done in a conformant way. Conformance is something we talk about a lot. EKS is just upstream Kubernetes. We want to make sure that your workloads can run anywhere. They're going to work on EKS.
So what's that broader story? We're hearing a lot. I spend a bunch of time with the AWS team. We're hearing about Bedrock. We're hearing about We're hearing about SageMaker. There'll be a raft of announcements. You guys do a fantastic job of dropping everything at reInvent, and we're going to be there. So check out that video for more content. But what's that kind of broader? You've obviously got a specific mission. How does it fit within the wider context of AWS?
I mean, AWS has a large enough customer base and personas from startups, large enterprises, that there is enough room for us to have different kinds of services that target different kinds of customers. So the SageMakers and the Bedrocks of the world are always going to be the easiest way to get started. Like if you just data scientist coming to AWS and you want to get a training or an inference job, go to SageMaker, go to Bedrock. On the other hand, there's large enterprises that have made their bet on Kubernetes, and they're going to want to run all of their workloads there.
Maybe some third-party stuff to come to the registry. There's probably container builds for that.
Yeah. So for those class of customers, we want to make sure EKS meets their needs.
So if you're going to summarize the key takeaways for people watching this video and maybe couldn't come to the show,
sure,
what would be the 2 or 3 takeaways you'd have?
I would say one, on EKS, we are making the service easier to use for that class of customers who want to use Kubernetes, but they don't have a huge platform team. Like we're seeing more and more.
Crucial, I think, especially as we see the sort of VM migration and some of those people come into Kubernetes, maybe for the first time in some of the smaller enterprises. Your big teams at Citibank and Wells and Netflix, they've got it sorted, but those smaller clients, that's crucial.
That's right. So EKS Auto Mode is a feature we launched a little under a year ago. It's designed for that class of customers who just want to get started easier.
Hit the easy button and get going.
They want to use Kubernetes without having a huge team to operate Kubernetes. So that's one. AIML, we have to talk about it. We've done
It's obligatory at 2025. Everybody's got to talk about it.
We've done work this year to support clusters that run up to 100,000 nodes, working with Anthropic.
But also bringing that down to some of the smaller nodes as well, you mentioned.
Exactly. So the work we do at the highest scale, we want to make sure that trickles down to the rest of customers. So those are two themes. We also, we still have classic enterprises. We launched backup support for EKS. We're still going to deliver features that set of enterprises for a long time. Exactly.
Well, Mike, that's been fantastic. You've been watching another episode of the Hyperframe podcast. Please click subscribe, send it to a friend. We're trying to grow this community, and we'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.